The time is now. Take the step, live your dream. And mostly as a woman, the focus is on us. It's our time to shine. Take the opportunity.
Absolutely. I just say go for it. If you see it and believe it, you can achieve it.
Hi, I'm Marie Behrens. I am originally from Senegal, but I'm French-German. I've been living in Mauritius for the past 3 years. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Qualifications, which is a digital platform that connects beauty and wellness professionals to customers.
My name is Heather Drummond. I've been living in Mauritius now for 8 years, and I originally came from Zimbabwe. My husband and I started a property portal here called Property Cloud, and we're a marketplace for the real estate industry. We also have started an initiative called Ecoshi, which is focused on sustainability and wellness in Mauritius.
Excited to hear what was your experience like opening up a business here in Mauritius.
Yes, let me take you right back to the beginning. It all started in Zimbabwe, and we hopped online and we thought, oh, Mauritius, that sounds like an exotic destination. It does, right?
It does.
And so obviously in the little spreadsheet, it ticked all the boxes. But what we found was coming over here and experiencing it really helps to break the romance and the reality into two different sections.
So you would advise somebody to come first to visit?
Definitely.
Before, right?
Come on a holiday. We did 7 days for our wedding anniversary. And
very nice.
Yes, and we left the children behind because we thought, okay, we really need to focus on, could this be forever home?
Yes.
So it took the 7 days to come out. And then we fell in love with it and thought, okay, wow, this could really work. Then went back home, got everything organized, and decided we would come and do 1 year, one full calendar year of the kids' schooling. So the most important thing for us was to make sure that we find the right school first, because there are not many international schools in Mauritius, and because we're English speaking, it's obviously a lot more limited as well. And we found that in the north and the west where most of the schools were, so we identified 2 or 3 of those. And then we thought the next thing is where we're going to live. Obviously we want to live close to shops and schools, so Tamarin for us was wonderful. We loved the mountains.
Oh, I agree.
Yes, I think you're also in Tamarin, right?
I am also in Tamarin. I love it.
It's beautiful.
Even though I must say, most of the island is absolutely amazing. And had you come with a business plan already when you arrived here? Or
we had some ideas.
Okay.
We had some ideas. We thought, what are we good at? We develop software. So
yes, nice.
And we've got an IT department back home in Zimbabwe. So another thing is, once you've checked out schools and shops and where you're going to live, is the competition within your business to make sure, is there a market for what you're selling? And we specialize in property software. So we run a property portal in Zimbabwe, and we thought, okay, there's one really big property portal in Mauritius. It's really good, but there's not really a number 2. And we thought for any industry, it's good to have that
competition.
Absolutely. It's good for them. It's good for us. So we thought there was a space for that. So then we went to the EDB, and back in those days, 8 years ago, it was called the Board of Investment, the BOI.
Yes,
I don't know for you.
When I arrived, that's what it was still called, but they changed it literally 6 months after that.
Yes, EDB. Yes. So super helpful. Their website's very informative, and any questions we had, we would phone up, ask questions, and we actually eventually went in and sat with them as well. We also spoke to a few management companies, which can also be helpful if you're wanting to set up something really big. So we did get advice on setting up sort of GBC1 companies where they would handle all the management.
Offshores, right?
Yes, you've got your offshore companies, or you can set up a domestic company. But we thought for us, we started small. I think for anyone who's not really sure, that just wants to test first, the self-employed permit was something that really suited us. And
Yes.
it was really simple, it was affordable, and we only had to bring in $35,000 worth each into our accounts. And then we came into town, we registered our BRN, which is our business registration number.
Yes.
And you can do that. You can actually use your own personal account to run your business from, which I thought was quite unusual. Normally, you would think you'd have to have a proper business banking account, but under the self-employed, you use your own bank account.
Yes,
for
so
that.
they don't expect you to open up a second one. So just facilitating it for you, actually, right?
Exactly.
Which is really great. And
Yeah.
it had to be an account in Mauritius.
An account in Mauritius. We had our personal account, so we first
Okay.
set up a bank account with the MCB. There are a number of good banks, and we thought MCB was the biggest Mauritius commercial bank, so we started with that, and then we set up our BRN, our business registration number. And then we thought, well, now we need to find companies who would support us, because before you get your self-employed permit, you need 2 companies to vouch that they will use your service to say, okay, that's useful. I want to know more about that. So we got that. We had to have references as well from 2 people, like a character reference. So we used the lady's house. We were staying at an Airbnb and we became really close. I said, can you be my reference?
And she was okay with that?
She was great, yeah.
That's what's always amazing here in Mauritius. People are so open and available and supportive when it comes to things like that.
Yeah.
Try that in Europe.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Yes, no. Work it out.
Work it out yourself. Exactly. So that's really one of the big pointers here that I found as well. So that's really super
the
interesting.
helpfulness from every angle. So that self-employed was really simple. The EDB said there was the professional visa as
Yes.
well, so
Yes.
occupation permit, which means you have to get a job with someone. They have to vouch for you and say that they will pay you. And then there was the investment option where you had to bring in $100,000, and I think that's come down now to $50,000 now. So which is really quite that's doable for many people that invest a visa. And then there's other things like the IHS, which is the integrated hotel scheme, and
there's the innovative permits, visas as well, which is what I'm under.
Oh, you came under that? Okay.
Well, actually, when I arrived, I was employed. I got employment here, so I was under the occupation permit first.
Okay.
And then after 2 years of that, I decided, well, I do have something that could have a positive impact on the economy. And I was researching what they had, because investor visa at 50,000 was a little bit high for me. So they had just started the innovative permit, a scheme to help businesses that are impactful and are not available within the Mauritian market.
Okay.
And that was perfect for me.
Oh, perfect.
It was excellent. Yes.
Perfect.
And I used a management company to actually get all the paperwork done, as I just wanted that security of knowing that I'm ticking the right boxes and I'm doing the business plan per their standard. But just like you said, it was really easy. Everything was online, so I didn't have to go there till the last interview to just introduce myself and just get the okay and the approval.
Okay.
And now I have a 10-year permit.
Okay,
so I'm
yes.
really excited.
I was so happy when they moved it from 3 years to 10 years.
It was, yes.
Oh, you can just relax and breathe a little bit, hey, because your time's not ticking.
Taking as much. But
Yeah.
what I noticed is that they adapted that after COVID. So what that meant is that they seen the need, the demand, and they were able to be flexible and say, okay, how can we adjust? So it's much more practical for the expats that are moving here under these visas.
Yeah.
So I was very impressed by them actually thinking so far out. So not just concentrating on the Mauritian population, but saying, okay, we do have an expat community. How can we help them run their businesses on a longer term? So hence the 10
It was
years.
super helpful for us as
Yeah.
well, yes. And the medicals, did you remember the medical was quite a procedure, right?
Yes, and knowing it from Dubai, it wasn't surprising. It's exactly the same medicals as I would do in Dubai every 3 years. So I wasn't so surprised by it. It is an island, so I was I was expecting it to be even harsher, to be honest.
Okay, it was our first time, and especially with all the family and everything, checking your heart, your digestion, everything, the X-rays, and hepatitis, HIV as well, so many different things, which is good because they're protecting the island as well.
Exactly. That's why I felt comfortable doing it, because I knew the background towards it was really to just keep everything safe and protected. It is an island, so I thought that was actually a very good thing that they do. Yeah. So tell me, what kind of obstacles did you face moving here?
I guess there were a couple of things. I would say having 2 young kids. So when we did make the move, we brought our childminder with us on holiday. We just said, look, you deserve a holiday. Come and have it in Mauritius. So she was, because they were aged 2 and 4. So that was difficult. And then also whether to buy a car or rent one. And we just found just renting a car for the whole first year, we actually rented a car.
Did you find with Google Maps when you rented the car, trying to find your way around Mauritius a bit complicated?
Totally. Google Maps goes as the crow flies, and you'd always end up at these dead ends. So,
exactly.
And a lot of people don't put their proper Google location in, so you'd end up
anyway
in the wrong place.
Yes. But the great
Maps.
part of it is the best way to discover Mauritius.
It
you
is.
end up going into those small roads where usually you wouldn't go at all, and then you're just going through them, you're navigating through them, and you're just hoping Google actually knows where it's going.
I know, you find your way out, but I did feel so safe in all those situations.
True.
Coming from Africa, both of us, Zimbabwe, Southern Africa, Senegal, but everyone was always so helpful. The language barrier, and it's French and English, and I've always wanted to speak French, so j'apprends le français aussi.
Bravo! Yes, it's a great opportunity to have both and still be understood in case you don't.
Exactly, right? You can always fall back when they look at you and go, what was that?
Exactly.
And I think the currency, not understanding rupees, because it was 35 to 1 at the time, so every time you're looking at something in the shops, it's always, I've got to divide by 35, and my maths is not my strong point, so always with a calculator.
So you're always converting it.
Yes.
Oh, I just went into the rupees and I forgot about the euros completely, because I wouldn't have gone and bought anything otherwise, because I'd be standing there with my phone trying to calculate.
Yes.
So I said, you know what? Just do it at home. Once I have the list, I would just come home and say, okay, now compare it. What did I actually spend? Does it make sense? Would I spend the same amount next time? So I created the budget based on what I spent here, and not the other way around of actually what I would have spent at home.
Right.
And said, okay, this is what it is, and let me stick to this budget or reduce it, but not increase it.
Yes. Oh, that's a good idea. And what was the other thing? I don't know about you, but the mosquitoes probably were at the top of my challenge. They are the niftiest little things. They
get in.
They move so fast, and the sting is a lot more itchy.
Yes.
So we had a lot of trouble. So I do recommend wherever you're staying, make sure it's as mosquito-proof as possible. We actually put full mosquito nets on every window. We had all the machines. We were fully. I'm a professional at mosquitoes.
So I'll call you whenever I have mosquito issues.
Exactly.
Well, the advantage I found was the knowledge that you don't actually catch things like malaria. Coming from other parts of Africa, we know that you're prone to getting malaria, everything. So I wasn't as angry with the mosquitoes as I would have been if I would have.
I feel like a princess. The first world problem, the itch is too much.
Yeah, but they are nasty.
Yes. But definitely no malaria. And dengue, there was dengue at some point, but I think that's eradicated now in Mauritius.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they did.
All right, that's good. No.
So those were the obstacles.
And what were your advantages?
So there are so many advantages compared to where I come from. In Zimbabwe, I love my country so much, but there are things that you take for granted when you're living in a country that works. For instance, electricity.
Absolutely.
Wow. Because in Zimbabwe, you've got 2 or 3 hours a day of electricity.
True.
And water, again, we've got no water in Zimbabwe, so we're always having to fill tanks and get water delivery. So we're like, wow, water comes out the taps. Having ATMs and banking system that you trust to actually just be able to put your card in the ATM and cash comes out.
A lovely juice system as well.
A juice system,
awesome.
Yeah. So these are luxuries from where I come from in Zimbabwe. And high-speed internet. For an island, the internet internet speeds are phenomenal.
That's
and
true.
Because we're a software development company, it's really important to have that. We found that Mauritius has got a really high GDP, I think, per person, the highest in Africa.
It is.
Which just means that the whole of society is uplifted and there's less poverty. I was so used to a lot of beggars on the streets, and it's really sad when you feel there's so much that this country can do, but it's not moving forward. And you come to Mauritius and you just see that everything is moving forward. Everybody is improving, empowering themselves. So that, and a high level of employment as well. I think 90% employment rate in Mauritius, which is good, whereas in Zimbabwe it's 90% unemployment.
Yes,
which is totally different. And there's a sense that you feel wanted. Yeah, did you find that as well?
And that was one of my main points of moving here, is that I felt that I could contribute and that I'm welcome as a foreigner to contribute, as long as, of course, it's positive and has a good impact on the society. So that was actually my number one motivation. And obviously, crime rates.
The crime rate.
Or it's very low.
Yes.
So that was the other one. I'm a single mom. So for me, it was important to move somewhere where while I'm working, I know that my child is safe, and vice versa, that I don't have to worry about coming home and having someone burglarize my house or anything like that. So those were for me those main factors that made me say, okay, this is the place I could see myself living.
We found that it was like taking a backpack off. You didn't even know you were carrying this backpack. You're always watching your back. There's so many smash and grabs. In Southern Africa, your windows are always up, and Mauritius, it's so hot. You need to feel, I leave my bag on the seat. I never feel that.
So now we're getting into bad habits when we go home.
Exactly.
Well, for me, I came from Dubai before this, so the big difference I found was the pace, which was great for my mental health, because Dubai was full speed, constant 24/7 work. While here, at least, you can balance. You can work hard, but even play harder.
You can,
right?
yes.
So
it's
that
a
was
really good balance for your wellness.
So I know that I can work till 4 and then I'm off to the beach. And I mean, who doesn't want to live that way?
It's a good quality of life. It is. And the time zones are really good. Dealing with Africa and Europe, we're only 2 hours ahead. And being there 2 hours ahead, you feel like you've got a kickstart in the day, because you've already exercised, you've had your breakfast, and then poof.
And they're all still in their PGs somehow.
Exactly. And it's easy to get anywhere. Everything's just a stone throw away, right?
Exactly. Yes.
I think within 1 hour you can drive from one side of the island to the other.
I mean, apart from traffic, which I don't know, Port Louis is one of those places. Coming in from Tamarin takes at least an hour to an hour 45 minutes.
Yes.
So now I try to do it within those times that is less traffic, so I avoid the morning rush.
Yes.
But once you know these little things, it's pretty easy.
And how responsive have the government been to traffic? Because they've been building flyovers. When we came here, now there was a brand new road that opened up over the mountains, which relieved congestion in Port Louis. And then now the new flyovers by the Phoenix Circle.
Yes, and the idea of the metro as well. I mean, it's fantastic. I need to start taking it. But I think really it reduced traffic here. That's my feeling about it, because it is pretty full. So I was passing and I was looking inside. And I could see that there is a lot of people using it. So it's fantastic. They're being innovative. They're being open to change, and I think that's brilliant. Yeah.
Good. Marie, tell me about getting funding for your business. Was that difficult as an expat?
No, actually, I was pleasantly surprised. I thought it would be much more difficult, but there are quite a few schemes. So what I did was I joined an incubator called the Future Female Invest, and it's for female founders. They get a whole ecosystem of support with experts in different fields. So whatever you're not good at in your business, they are there to support you and to help you find investment. And this is supported by the Mauritius the Research and Innovative Council, which also do funding. So we're currently being funded for proof of concept, as it's a very new business platform here. And they fund you up to 1 million rupees when it's just a startup, when you're starting, and then it goes on to 4 million. There's also the SME Mauritius, which we're also currently in, which allows, and this could be interesting for you as well if you're not there, they have a whole ecosystem of different fundings that they offer, different schemes that they offer, depending on your need, which is great. So for us right now, it's marketing, how to help us out with marketing. So they would give you up to 500,000 rupees for marketing, and they give you the support. They're there. They analyze things with you. They set milestones to see where you are, what you're doing, how it's growing. So I was really happy to see that you're not on your own when you create a business here. So it's good, and I would recommend it 100% to anyone. Join a community, join an incubator.
That's great. Sure. I'm going to do that with my next initiative, because it's in sustainability and wellness, which I think there's quite a big funding pot for that. And often something like that's not very profitable in the beginning, and you need that extra help. So yeah, thanks. I'm going to definitely do that.
You're most welcome. So training, what do you think about that? Do you think it's important?
For our business, definitely it's important, the training, because we went to over 50 estate agents and we said to them, we've got this amazing property software and we will teach you how to use it. So I was responsible for training nearly 50 different estate agents on how to use our software. So we ran programs for that. And then also I do health and wellness, and I teach a workshop on why plant-based. So I'm always training and educating people on the why, and I think when you understand the why, the how is easy.
True.
So
I agree.
Exactly. And then from a skill set, from our perspective, anything we didn't feel skilled enough in, we would think, okay, two choices. Either we're going to upskill and do online training or join a course, or we're going to hire someone who has those skills. But I think trying to do something that you're not qualified enough in, you're just going to keep tripping over. Get the skills or hire the skills.
Absolutely. Yes, I do agree. And training here is one thing we can definitely bring in, coming from the beauty and wellness sector. There is a lot to do here, and I'm really excited about the platform that we're currently building, because it allows that openness to train. Where are your dragons, as I like to call them? Where are your problems, and how can we help you achieve your sustainability, your dream? So training, I definitely think as well, I agree, is super important.
It is important. And another thing I want to add is there's an organization here called the MQA, which is the Mauritius Qualifications Association. And if you're a trainer and you become registered with them, it's tax deductible for any organization to use your training services, which is a wonderful marketing tool, because you're going to a company saying, I can offer training, you'll pay, but it's tax deductible. So it's actually not an expense to your company. So I would recommend anyone go to the MQA, ask them who are all your registered trainers, or if you are a trainer, go and become registered. With the MQA.
That's really good. Thanks for the do that. So how important was it for you to join a network and build a community, or join a community actually here in Mauritius?
That's a good question. The networking, because you come into a new country, you don't have your friends, you don't have your family. So we found that the other parents at school became our family really quickly. I remember going into EDB for an appointment, and having dropped the kids at school, we weren't going to make it back in time. And I phoned a mum that I'd met that morning to say, I'm sorry to ask this, please can you pick up my children from school, take them home? She fed them, and we arrived back after all, we arrived back to about 7 p.m, and you just feel like you bond quite quickly with the other parents as family, because you don't have that network. And then also dealing with companies and meeting people and getting to know people as colleagues. You start seeing them everywhere, because Mauritius is small, so you bump into them at the shops, at the sports club, so they become just someone that's quite familiar. And then Facebook pages really help me, obviously depending on what floats your boat. What are your interests? For me, I went onto the wellness lovers of Mauritius, and I found like-minded people, the yogis, the meditators, the people interested in nutrition. So that was good. There are 2 great Facebook pages. Did you join like the Mums of the West?
Yes, I did. Yes, that was, I think, one of the first advice I was given when I arrived is join Mums of the West and Black River Mums, which we have as well.
Yes.
And that helped me through a lot, just finding basic things as well, where to shop this or where to get this. That's how I got around.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Mums of the North. They've even started Dads of the North.
Yes,
Dads of the West. They've really left out. So yeah, that was very, very, very helpful. And then there's an organization called MBN, which is the Mauritius Business Network.
Very good.
Yes.
I'm in there as well.
Oh, you're in that as well.
Oh, awesome.
It's so useful because you go there, everyone's got like a minute to stand up and tell everybody what they do. And then afterwards you have a little meet and greet and you make a note, say, oh, I want to speak to that person, that person, and that person. And then you find that you just start helping and networking through that. There are obviously websites. Yeah, anything else on networking that you found quite helpful?
Oh, you mentioned most of them. I think there's also the Entrepreneur Breakfast, was similar to the MBN. They do it once a month. They meet up in the north. And again, it's really all about referrals. It's super entertaining because you get to meet people that you usually would not have any connections to. And for business, it's been super to grow the business, different people with different perspectives, different contacts as well. So you're being referred to new people. So I think that definitely we need to join networks here. Otherwise it gets pretty lonely.
It can be lonely, definitely.
Definitely.
And I found as soon as we moved to Mauritius, we suddenly had a whole lot of new friends from international that, oh, hi, I heard you moved to Mauritius.
Yes, exactly.
I'm thinking of coming on holiday. And I actually, I created a template because they had so many questions. So I just used to send that off to people and say, yes,
so
I get this a lot.
That's really nice. You sure you're not German? Because that sounds like a German thing to do.
Probably. I'm just like, how can I make this more efficient?
Yes, awesome, really good.
Yeah.
Send it to me. I'll send it on to anyone who needs
copy
it.
paste.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, super.
So Marie, you've worked and lived in many different countries around the world. What did you find were the main differences between there and here in Mauritius?
Oh, I mean, there are great differences, but the main three, if I can pinpoint three, it would be the pace of life, work and living, the accountability as well. Europe, we need to be accountable for everything we do. Plus here, we can get around things.
Wing it a bit.
We can wing
style.
it. Exactly. And of course, skill set. A very important one as well, which is slowly coming in through all these new schemes and them being very open to change. What I'm really excited about for Mauritius is really where they're going. So this is just the beginning, and I think it's the right time as business owners to be here because the infrastructures are changing, the economy is growing as well. They're doing a lot of different schemes to help build and develop the country. So I'm really excited, and I think in a few years, Mauritius is going to be one of the main African countries running business.
So. It's going to be on the map.
It's definitely
people aren't going to have to look it up. They're going to go, I know where Mauritius is.
Yes.
It is. It is that feeling that everyone's on the same side here and everybody's moving forward and wanting to make Mauritius collectively a better and more beautiful place and a business destination, not just a tourist destination.
Yes, they got their points right. They know where they're heading, and hopefully we can support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much for this amazing chat. It was really nice meeting you, and I've learned a lot from you as well.
Yes.
So
thank you. It's an absolute pleasure. You can see we've both been through a lot together, and we've had similar experiences, and we're learning a lot from each other as well. So yeah, thank you for this morning.
And great to be able to share it with you, the viewers. The time is now. Take the step, live your dream. And mostly as a woman, the focus is on us. It's our time to shine. Take the opportunity.
Absolutely. I just say go for it. If you see it and believe it, you can achieve it. And if you feel like Mauritius is somewhere that you could start a business and seeing yourself living, just take the little steps, baby steps. If you have your goal in mind, just like in a car when you put Google Maps in, you don't have to know what's around every corner. You just get to the corner, oh, I need a medical. Get to the next corner, oh, I need a bank account. Next corner, and you'll find that you'll just be, before you know it, you suddenly have a flourishing business in Mauritius And you'll get to hang out and meet cool people like us.
Yes, exactly. Looking forward to meeting you.